I'm sure it won't surprise you when I tell you the topic of this episode is going to be how Meta is once again making it more difficult to promote your library on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to give you the latest social media update on this and show you one tiny little workaround that may or may not help you depending on how you manage your social media. That's all ahead in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh, and I'm the person behind the blog, superlibrarymarketing.com. I need some Kudos nominations, so head on over there and click the Library Marketing Show tab. I want you to tell me about something that your library or maybe another library that you admire very much. What are they doing in marketing that we should be celebrating? It doesn't have to be something big. It can be a small win or just something that's an interesting or different idea. I just love to highlight the work of library marketing. So let me know who you think should get a shout out on these episodes by clicking on the Library Marketing Show tab. We are going to begin today's episode with Kudos. And our Kudos Award is going to the Wellesley Free Library. It's going to be a little difficult for me to explain this, so I put a link down below. But basically, it looks to me like one of the reporters of their local paper went to the library to meet an intern and found a $2 bill on the floor. And this person turned it into an entire post about different things that the library offers. It feels kind of organic. I don't think the library planned this at all, but what great coverage. It's a very cool story, and I want you to read it, so look down below, and great job, Wellesley Free Library. All right, let's get into today's topic, which is about Meta and a new change. I have done a lot of social media coverage lately on the Library Marketing Show. You may have noticed. I think this is happening because the platforms have 6 months of data for this calendar year, and they're probably looking at their analytics and making some big adjustments in the algorithm. So this is something that Meta is doing now. They made this announcement, which I read in social media today. I'll put a link down below. Basically, they're saying Facebook does not want you to include links to anything in your posts. We've known this for a little while about LinkedIn. I'm going to confuse you a little bit by talking about LinkedIn here for a second. I actually went to a webinar last week where someone said, you can now put links in posts on LinkedIn. But for Facebook and Instagram, no longer do they want you to put links in your posts. So how do you share a link on Facebook and Instagram? You have to put it in the comments. For me, this is a big pain in the booty, because many of us use scheduling software because we're a one-person marketing department and we're trying to get everything done. We batch our work to be more productive. It is very difficult to remember when you have scheduled your Facebook post so that you can go in and add a link to the first comment. I think actually that super sucks for creators like us. There is one small workaround. And I read it in the social media today, and I had to do it step by step so I could figure out what this gentleman was talking about. So I am actually going to show you in a little demo. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that I'm creating a post. This is the novelist account, but I am going to pretend that I work for my former library, the Cincinnati Hamilton County Public Library. So here we are. This, by the way, fantastic blog post. Y'all should read it. It was published a couple weeks ago. So I think I would normally take the first sentence of this fantastic blog post and use it here. And then that would entice people, and I would copy the link to the blog post. Maybe you're using a trackable UTM, whatever. I would add it here. Now, what's going to happen is Facebook is going to populate it here. This image will have a link in it, and it will stay there. All I have to do is erase my URL, but this is going to stay. So I could schedule this. I could just go ahead and post it right away. Now I do not have an actual link to this. The only link is in the photograph that's going to be part of this post. So that's the workaround. You can decide whether or not you think that will work for your library and your situation. One other thing that's mentioned in this article is that Facebook wants you to include a video or a photo in every post. They say out loud and in their help section that will definitely help your organic reach on your Facebook and Instagram posts. So what do you think of this news? Are any of you actually putting your links in the comments instead of your post? And is it helping you? I'm really curious. I'm certain my other viewers will be too. Let's help each other down in the comments. That's it for today's episode of the Library Marketing Show. But my channel has lots of other tips for library marketing. You can head on over to this next video and I'll meet you there.